Alright, hey guys, we're back for another episode of Minecraft. I've spawned here, so I guess this is where I ended the episode last time, so I'm just gonna get right down to business and start working on this mob spawner. I'll show you guys the general dimensions of how to make this, but most of this stuff is gonna be done off camera since it's just a grind. So, well, of course, to begin with, we'll have the dimensions. So you want to go 4 by 4 around each spawner, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you want to dig out an entire area that's 4 blocks away from the spawner in a square. For some reason, my FOV looks more zoomed in than usual today. I always use like the Quake Pro, the absolute maximum screen setting where I can see as much as humanly possible because it's just, I like seeing lots of stuff. Seeing is good. But for some reason it looks less wide than usual. It looks more zoomed in. Alright, so the first spawner's 4 by 4 area is cleared out. So then what you want to do is you want to go 1 block up from this, and then block off this ceiling here. And then you're going to want to go, I think, 3 or 4 blocks down. I don't remember which. I'll tell you guys once I get to that part. Usually what I like to do is while I'm in construction, I'll leave 1 block on each of these 4 sides, kind of like this, so I have a spot to put torches on so that while I'm working, no mobs will spawn. So I'll just put torches out here just to make sure that I remember to not break these blocks. I'll probably also put a torch on this one, just so I remember not to break the blocks for this spawner. Yeah. So I'll see you guys once I've dug out the hole for this spawner. I just had a really great idea for a Minecraft item. So, like, there's Skulk sensors, right? You can sense stuff. And then there's also a bell, which shows you, like, where the enemies are when you're in the middle of a village raid. So what if they made a Skulk bell, where you can craft together a Skulk sensor and a village bell to make an item that will show you the location of all monsters nearby you? I think that'd be really cool. I'll probably show you guys the ordinary design for a spawner farm, but I'm going to modify the design a little bit here since I'm making a double farm. Usually I only end up making a single spawner farm for my worlds because I can only find a single spawner. But since we have a double spawner here, I'm probably going to move the water sources a little bit in order to make it so that I only need 1 collection chute. So I believe this is the spawner. It's 1 block too high, isn't it? Okay, yeah, so you need to go 4 blocks down from the spawner. Well, kind of 4 blocks down. You need to go 4 blocks down except for these corner bits here, where you're going to leave a 1 corner and then 2 blocks across from that corner. And you want to do that on 2 of the 4 corners of the box. I believe I want these 2. So you're going to have water sources on these corners, and then the water will push the mobs to the opposite direction. So given that there's a spawner here, I'm probably going to have those 2 corners and these 2 corners to push all the mobs to approximately this area. There's a zombie on the wall somewhere that's really getting annoying here. That's part of why I thought of that bell, actually. I think that bell would be very handy for finding caves and mob clearing and all that kind of stuff. But the reason why I had that idea is because I was thinking of bells and I was thinking of that zombie that's sitting in the wall and groaning away. So I'll probably make an infinite water source before I put the water in these corners right about now. So, well, I guess I'll just make it out here. This entire cave should be well enough lit anyway, since I was very thorough when I was going through this cave the first time around. And I believe Raheem's been through this cave after me as well, and maybe even Vicky too. So I'll grab 2 buckets of water from here, and then what you do is you put some water on these very far edge corners. And you should see that it leads all the way up, but with a little 4-block gap at the end here. And that is exactly what you're looking for. So I'll see you guys once I've finished digging out this spawner. Oh, I should probably make a trek home because, yeah, I should probably make a trek home because my inventory is woefully full right now. I do have enough wood to make a double chest. Maybe I'll make a double chest and keep working for a while. Oh, I actually have exactly enough wood to make a double chest. That's pretty convenient. Oh, well, there's the zombie that's been annoying me this whole time. Go away now. Well, I wonder how it spawned in this little 1-block gap over here because, oh, I bet a mob spawner spawned it over here. That's probably what happened. I think I'm gonna head to the bottom here and make sure that it's dead because I don't want to be hearing it anymore. I'll even light up this part of the cave. Of course, I will be blocking this area off soon enough so that no mobs can spawn over here, but just for now so I don't have to deal with the mob noises. Oh wait, actually, I might change how I'm going to set the water up. Maybe instead of having all of the mobs come over to this side, I'll have all of the mobs come over to this edge, because this is already the place where I have a water elevator's hole set up. So I could use this as my lobby and then just have all of the mobs come to this specific corner, or this specific side here. Because it wouldn't be too hard to have the mobs just go along this way. I would only have to make 1 extra corner, just move this water to that corner. I think that might be an easier way of going about it. Needless to say, under absolutely no circumstances should you ever have your pickaxe pointed at the spawner. That's pretty much just asking for trouble. Usually when I'm digging around the spawner, I'll dig like this, so that the pickaxe cursor never even comes into contact with the spawner. So even if I'm just hold clicking the entire time, there's absolutely no chance of me accidentally breaking the spawner. This wall can actually get blocked off here because I'm not going to be using any parts like past this area. Oh, I saw NSA very close to me. I wonder what he's doing over here. Maybe he's checking up on me. I'm actually wondering about how I'm going to get this water over. Never mind. I was going to say I said I wonder how I'm going to get this water over, but I just remembered exactly how I'm going to do it, so that was kind of pointless a little bit there. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make this one a block, the floor of this one a block lower. The thing with these farms is that the bottom of the farm, it doesn't really matter how low you make it. Lower is really better, because you want the mobs to leave the radius of the spawner as fast as possible. Because the mobs, as long as they're in the radius of the spawner, it's not spawning more mobs. You want them to just get out as quickly as humanly possible. And because of that, having them drop away is the most efficient way for your spawner farm to be set up, which is, well, of course, why I have this trap going. So I'm probably going to make it so that there will be water flowing from these two corners over to here, and then, or maybe even 3 corners over to here, and then have it so this is 1 block further down than the other section, so that the water can continue flowing through this area. All right, the entire floor area for the farm is set up now. So I think that what I'm going to try and do is just experiment with the water a little bit to see how I can make sure that everything works out nicely. So I'm going to try, the first thing I'm going to try with water is try doing a 3-corner setup where I have 3 corners of water in here. So this is not really something I've done before. Usually I just operate with a 2-corner setup or even have the spawners completely separate from each other. But since these spawners are too close for me to have their own kill chambers, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have 1 water setup for both of them. So this is what I was concerned about right here. Mobs can settle in this little spot right here and not end up going anywhere. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'll lower this block down so that the water will start to flow along this edge and push the mobs further along. So I'll quickly get rid of all this water right now. Or maybe even I'll just dig this entire floor of the one over 1 block lower. That might be good. Wait, is this asymmetrical? Oh, this is like slightly asymmetrical. You can see that this is 1 block and this is 2 blocks. It's imperfect, but it'll be fine. All right, so I cleared out this entire floor by 1 block lower. So I'm going to try putting in the water buckets again and seeing if this will work out nicer. 1 goes in this corner, 1 goes in the other corner. Up. And then these, there's still a flat block here. I don't like that. How am I going to solve this? So I think that what I have to do is I have to lower this block down to the floor below as well. So I'm going to have to make this part of the floor also be like, you understand what I mean? I have to make that part of the floor also be 1 block below. So it's not going to be very even. I have to make it so that there's only 1 block on the edge here, and this is 2. So I have to break this down so that before the mobs get stuck in the flat area, they will get pushed all the way down to the next floor. Like that. So now the flat area, so even though this is flat, it should continue pushing me. It doesn't? Oh, that's gross. Okay, I'm gonna try putting a source block in that corner there and see if that helps. If not, I do have another way around it, I believe. So I'm gonna try putting a source block in this corner, see if that helps me at all. It does not. Alright, so I'm going to have to do this the hard way. So I'm going to need some signs, and for signs, I'm going to have to head to the surface. So, I guess I'll figure out how to get to the surface and see you guys in a sec. I'm actually going to put a block right next to me because I'm not sure if there's sand above this. If there is sand above it, it might like land on my head and then push me in because the block I'm standing on is taken. Can never really be too careful when you're dealing with sand. So that's my way down. I'm going to put a water bucket at the top here and get set up with... Oh, I really should have grabbed kelp while I was out at the ocean. I believe that this side was the base. Yeah, okay. So I'll see you guys back at base, and I'll probably use the map to find myself an ocean to grab some kelp from. Magma and soul sand. I just remember why I'm here. At least I got magma, but it's looking like I'm going to have to head over to the nether before I can get myself some soul sand. So I'll quickly grab myself my golden helmet. and I'll see you guys in the nether. Soul sand is, so magma is what makes a down water elevator. In order to make an up water elevator, you need soul sand. So I'm gonna have to head to the nether to grab that. I remember a place where I saw some soul sand in the nether, so it shouldn't be too much of a trek. It's actually literally just along Raheem's little, not little, along Raheem's stone bridge, like here. If I head along here, eventually I'll find the soul sand. So I'll see you guys once I get it. Oh, interesting. Somebody made an offshoot in this direction. I have no idea what that's for, but I'm gonna put cobble in the on this way, signifying that this is the direction of home. All right, I believe that the soul sand should be past here and in the next cape over. I wonder what this arrow is for. I wonder who was here. Somebody must have been here earlier today because arrows don't just come out of nowhere. It must have been NSA. Maybe Raheen got on earlier today and NSA kept the arrow loaded. It's interesting how this mob tries to hit you and then just leaves after you hit it once. I'm gonna kill it because I don't like it. I have a permanent kind of grudge against hoglins because I lost my hardcore world to one of them once. I was playing while I was in the Nether and I was surrounded by a bajillion piglins and one big hoglin, and I tried to hit it with my sword, right? And I forgot about sweeping edge. Wait, there wasn't a single bit of soul sand. Okay, well I guess I'll try another route, but I accidentally sweeping edged a hoglin with some piglins, and then like 5 piglins started attacking me at once, and I was just dead because I couldn't get to my portal in time. I could have swore that there was some sort of like soul sand valley along this tunnel or somewhere. I guess I just misremembered. Maybe it's along another tunnel somewhere. I do need to get some soul sand before I can leave this place though, so I guess I'll see you guys once I find some soul sand. Yeah, this blue definitely means Soul Sand Valley. I remember saying that it meant Soul Sand Valley and then not seeing any soul sand and being kind of odded out, but I didn't mention it on video. I'm gonna try this other direction. I don't know who dug this, but I might as well just see if there's something out here. Oh, well that's extremely convenient. There's just some random soul sand right there. I guess I'll head back to base then. I promise you that was not cheats. I have no idea who was out here, like where that arrow came from, where the soul sand came from, but there legitimately was just 2 soul sand right where I was walking. Kind of neat to see the clock going haywire in the Nether. Like it's trying to figure out what time of day it is, but it's not really doing anything. If they really if they really wanted to make it realistic, well, actually, I have no idea how a clock works in this game. But wait, actually, I bet there's definitely some theory crafting to be done there. Why is the clock constantly changing? That must mean that there's like some sort of thing that is like some sort of able to be naturally sensed while you're in the Nether. Oh, NSA made pathways everywhere. That's pretty nice. And also now it's me for Nair instead of Raheen. Yippee. These paths are pretty nice. I usually put gravel in some of my paths, but this is fine. Bed. I also needed, so I have the things that I needed for the elevator now. I also needed tripwires, Spencers. I can probably come up for that in another trip. I need kelp. That's what I needed out. So I gotta head over to the map and find an ocean. I remember that this way was north, and the top is north, so I should be heading in that direction to find an ocean. So I'll see you guys once I'm at the ocean. Okay, there's the ocean. Probably gonna grab myself like maybe 3 stacks of kelp just to make sure I have an overabundance. I don't want to have to come back here later. 3 stacks should be more than enough for any sort of water elevators I need to do. I'm guessing that this will be enough, so if this doesn't turn out to be 3 stacks, I'll probably just call this enough. Because, I mean, what are the odds that I'm going to be needing to make 120, wait, I'm going to need to make like 196 block tall water elevator. Oh, it's actually more than 3 stacks, so I guess I said that for nothing. I'll see you guys back at base now, because this should be everything I need, and well, everything else that I don't have in my inventory, I have in my storage system just uncrafted. We could totally make like a jungle pirate theme thing. That'd be pretty cool. Though I'm not all that great at theme building. I think I remember this. Oh, right, this is the spawner, actually, so this stone definitely means base. Looks like NSA started doing some lighting. That's pretty handy, actually. I was planning to do the lighting myself, but I guess if that job's done for me, then I just have one less thing to do. That I have to do, I mean. Probably turn off hitboxes right about now so I don't have to make the map look ugly. Alright, so I'm not going to need most of this, so well, I mean, I will keep 3 stacks on me just to make absolutely certain that I have everything that I need. Actually, I'm supposed to keep that. I need 1 soul sand. The rest of this can go away. And then helmet goes away. Everything else here should be good. I think that I'm gonna start thinking about specifically what redstone components I'm gonna need while I'm down there. I know that I'm gonna need 2 dispensers. I'll grab all the string that I have just to make sure I have enough. This is definitely gonna be more than enough. Since I need 2 dispensers, I'll start crafting those bows. This might actually be a good excuse to craft myself all of the string related things that I'm gonna need. So I'll just grab 12, because I'm gonna want a fishing rod and myself a personal bow later on anyway. Okay, there's the 3 bows. One of these bows will be mine. I'll just put that in the tools chest down here. And then cobble. I'll just grab an extra stack of cobble. It's not like I'm going to really need it all that much since I've got extra stacks of cobble down below, but this should probably be good. 1 dispenser, 2 dispenser. It must specifically be dispenser, not a dropper, by the way, because you need the water buckets to actually like place. I think. Yes, I believe so. Okay, so what was I doing? Grabbing redstone, tripwires. I need 4 tripwire hooks. I think that's an iron and a stick? Oh, an iron, a stick, and a plank, I think. I'm not entirely certain if I remember this recipe. I think it goes like this. Hey, I actually got it. That's pretty surprising, actually. Alright, so I'll grab myself extra iron, extra plank, extra stick, because I'm going to need 2 sets of these. And I also use wrong way. I also use an observer in the redstone here, so I'm probably going to have to, oh, neat. I'm also going to have to grab myself some quartz. I believe I have some quartz from when I was going XP mining. Let's see if I remember the recipe for an observer. I think it's 2 quartz, 1 redstone, and then 6. Oh, it's the other way around. It's 1 quartz and 2 redstone. Okay. I almost got the recipe right. That's fine, I guess. So, 2 observers, nice and crafted up. And that should be all of the redstone equipment I'll need. I'll bring just 1 stack of dust with me. 1 stack is definitely going to be more than enough. So yeah, I'll see you guys back down the hole, right? I just realized actually I forgot to sneak that diamond back into NSA's chest. I know this is like totally not sneaky at all since I'm saying it out loud on recording. I guess you'll just have to keep track of that yourself to see when the diamond magically appears in NSA's chest. Alright, we're finally back at surface. I'll quickly grab a water bucket and then put it up top here. I thought that black thing was something that wasn't a squid. I don't know what I thought it was, but it looked different for some reason. So, I'll grab 2 water buckets just in case. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go down there. Do I have dirt? I need 2 dirt blocks. I guess I'll just yoink one from this land area here. This seems like a inconspicuous one to take. I need 2 dirt blocks because I'm going to have to plant kelp down there. So, yeah, I'll see you guys at the bottom. Actually, I want to try and beat the water down so I don't have to swim all the way down and possibly risk drowning. Alright, so now that I'm down, I should actually break a block here so that the water doesn't flow too far over. Do I have torches? I do have torches. I've got torches. I am well prepared. Okay, so, this should be good. I'll start getting in that kelp so I can make these all source blocks. And by the way, that is the reason why I have the kelp. When you place kelp in flowing water, it actually becomes a source block. So like this one isn't a source block, but oh, actually the kelp grew into it. But as the kelp goes through the water, it becomes source blocks. So usually I just get enough kelp that I can place it manually instead of having to wait for it to grow. That's just more convenient. But if you do have a lot of time, you can just wait for the kelp to grow. So yeah, I'll see you guys once the second column of kelp is in. I definitely went overboard on the kelp here. I've only used like a stack and 10 extra, so I really did not need the whole thing there. Alright, so that should be all the kelp that I need put in. The reason why I didn't go to the top here is because that water was still kind of flowing. But I'll just place the extra one for good measure. So I'll head back down to the bottom and break that dirt that the kelp is on so that all the kelp goes away. And bop, bop. So that'll all head up to the top here. Yeah. Since this is all source blocks now, I can actually just break these and put in the water elevator immediately. It is like a little bit of a painful water elevator because the magma block will hurt you a little bit if you fall for too long, but the soul sand doesn't really hurt at all, so it's fine. I usually like to put the down part of the elevator closer to where you need to be, and then the up part of the elevator farther away, so that if you're trying to go down, you don't accidentally like head all the way up first, or if you're trying to head up, you can just crouch through the down part. Anyway, you can see here that it's sending me all the way up, and you can actually breathe in these bubble streams, so it's really not bad at all for an elevator. You can make this indefinitely long, and the bubble streams will keep you breathing. So, yeah, okay, so here's the magma, and then this will take me down. One way to avoid the magma damage is just to crouch, because if you're crouched and you take no damage from magma blocks, this isn't going to be this messy forever. I'm going to put in actual, like, signs and fence gates and all that kind of stuff to make it look nice. But for now, I believe it is time to mess with the water. Right, the entire reason I was up there was because I needed signs in order to make this water work. Oh, hey, Raheem's on. That's pretty neat. So what I need to do is I need to have an extra block where my head is right here. And I need to have some sort of sign set up where I can make that happen. So I'm going to try putting a sign on top of this, and then I can put water on this. But in order to do that, I need signs from the walls. I think I placed the sign wrong. Oh, I just edited the sign, never mind. So I'm going to need signs heading over from the walls to make like a little enclosed area on top of this block. So I need 3 more signs coming from this direction. At least it's 4. I hope it's not 4. If it's 4, then I'm going to have 2 extra signs. It's not the end of the world, though. Just a mild nuisance. I'll make 2 extra sets of signs just in case. There's no reason for me to not have extra, because I'm sure I'm going to need more signs later on in the world anyway. And up, I said, and bop. And one more. Okay, very good. So I believe that if I put water on like one of these, it should work now. I'll get myself a block to actually place this relative to. So I guess the first thing I'll do is I'll take off one of these, because this is getting annoying. I want some good space to stand on. All right, so blocks. Place it like this. And then like this. I think I should be able to place it here, and that will only flow in one direction. Yeah, very good. And then I can break the rest of this cobble support, and then I can test out making sure that the water does, okay, so the water kind of flows back here. So I'm probably going to need extra signs along this edge along here just to make sure that everything is perfect. But that isn't the end of the world, because I do have extra signs. So yeah, I'll see you guys once that's all made well. I'm thinking about this, because I want this water to replace this area over here that becomes a dead spot. But of course, I need it to also not interact with the rest of this water here, making a new dead spot. So I need this to be isolated. So I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a sign line along here, and then another sign line along the top here. So I'm just going to make an abundance of signs right now. I'm just going to make a whole bunch of planks right now, because I'm not going to be needing logs for anything while I'm down here. 6 should be enough for another set of trying to make things work, so I'll get to placing. Alright, okay, that worked out very nicely, and then I'll do the same on the other side. I need this water to not spread, though. So if I place in signs here, I was going to get real annoying real fast. I'm going to take this water out for now. So I need sign here. Oh wait, I have caps lock on? No, I don't. Oh, because I had shift, okay. Because I was holding crouch. So honestly, I'm just going to get rid of all the water and try putting in some signs first. I can test the water after the signs are in. Actually, I can save myself an extra couple signs by breaking this one and then putting stuff based off of the side of this one. So like I can do this and then this. I just got to make sure that I have a good way of getting water to only flow in this direction. So I'm going to put the block back here, see how this goes. So this side is definitely good already, but this side needs more work because I need this to not interact at all. So I need, what do I need? Let me try putting in some more signs. I need these to not interact, but in order to do that, I need signs down here, but that just pushes it further along. So I guess I just need to go all the way to the corner here. So I need 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need only 3 more. Oh, wait, Raheem found villagers? Where did he do that? Maybe he's like off in a village somewhere. No, it says that he's close. Did he bring villagers back or something? That's crazy. Or maybe NSA did villagers? I don't know. Well, I believe this is finally all set up here. I had 1 extra sign, which is a mildly unfortunate situation there. This is 3 signs. I can actually save myself another sign by placing like this, and then one sign up here, and then having this sign on the side of that instead of on the side of this. But that actually looks better with that way, so I'm going to leave it. I don't want to have to replace all the signs anyway. So I believe that if I put in the water now, everything should, hopefully, possibly, maybe, be working. Oh wait, actually I just realized there was totally an easier way to go about this. I could have just put a water sign on this one. Wait, on this one. No, not on this one, on this one. So, there. And then I can get rid of this. I have to put in the blocks again. This is the third time I had to put these blocks in. I should really not be so hasty getting rid of these blocks. I'm just going to leave these blocks in until the entire thing is done. So, that. Yeah, there we go. So I definitely did not need all these extra signs to the side here. And I can get rid of this one. Wait, I didn't even need this one? Why does it just flow so neatly right now? I'm not going to break this one for fear of messing things up, so I'm just going to leave this the way it is. And I'll try putting in the other sources right now. Alright, all the buckets are in now, so this should flow straight to the bottom, right? I'm just going to stand in each of the 3 corners and see if it takes me all the way there. Because it looks like there's no still water anywhere here. Like, the part that was still now has, oh, I need to put another water bucket in that bottom corner there. But yeah, this definitely does lead me to this edge here. So I just need another bucket in that corner, another bucket in this corner. That should be everything sorted out. And I need one in this very back corner over here. So that pushes anything out that gets stuck in the corner. Very nice. Oh, this one needs another corner bucket, because this is... Okay. I guess we're going to have a couple extra buckets here, but that's not the end of the world. Anything to make it work, really. At the end of the day, it's just a machine. As long as it does what it's supposed to do, then it's doing what it's supposed to do. Put an extra bucket here because there's... I don't like this still water. Why is this still? Okay, just needed extra sources. I guess the lesson of today is when in doubt, make it a source. Alright. Ah, there's another conflict over here. More sources it is. I have big smart. Doctor, help me. I've come down with a case of the big stupid. Put some water in here. Okay, there is conflicting sources on this side, but it will still lead you out. So they don't conflict in such a way that you get cornered and can't get out. I will be putting tinted glass on this, though, just so I can make sure everything works out. I'll quickly test again all the corners to make sure that they do all lead you out of the spawner. Alright, the second corner appears to be working, so I'll try the back corner over there, and then I'll probably be hopefully done with the water on this top section here. Oh, I just realized there was such an easier way to do this. Well then, that's fun. So, actually I'm going to try doing that just for the sake of making it simpler. So I'm going to put a sign in here. I'm going to put a sign in here. Sign here. Sign here. Oh, there's a text on that sign. Go away. Sign here. And one more sign on that side. So, how am I going to connect these? These bottom ones need to stay. These top ones kind of need to stay too, so I guess I'll just craft myself an extra set of signs, so because I can't really save any of the other ones. Ah, NSA is dead. How unfortunate. Well, I'll get that last sign in. So this is the easy way. I could have just done this. So this flows directly to one corner now, and it doesn't interact with the water down here. So the water down here can be its own thing. And I can just completely block off the water from entering this side, and then I can make this normally. So I can get rid of a bunch of the extra sources that are down here. I'll quickly just block it off because I don't have enough buckets to get rid of every source here. So now if I put one bucket in here, one bucket in here, and one bucket over here, that should make sure that everything all comes out to the other side. So I put a bucket in this corner. Where does it lead you? Oh, this one actually leads straight out. Pretty nice. That saves me a bit of work. And then this one does need the elevation. Oh, right, actually, this one probably needs extra sources, doesn't it? Because of the lack of elevation here. How am I going to work with this? Because I can't elevate that one without messing up this one. I could make this 2 blocks lower, but that would be quite a bit of extra work, and my pickaxe is already running out of durability here, so I don't want to go too overboard with the water setup. I'm thinking that what I'll do is I'll make this part, not the entire thing, but just this part here 1 block lower to account for this thing being a bit lower than expected. Oh wait, this is actually the perfect amount of soul sand. I just realized I got 2 soul sand earlier, and I needed a second one to make the water elevator for the mobs themselves, because the mobs need to be shot up an elevator in order to take fall damage from, so that 2 soul sand I found in the cave was a perfect amount. Alright, so, the last bits of water, why are you the way that you are? Oh, because this one's 1 block to the side. What if I blocks? Okay, yeah, this is fine. As perfectly leads over to this edge corner here. I kind of just added the side, because if you, like, were to interpret this as it would be if this was just the 9x9 square, then the water source would ordinarily be here, but the water source is just 1 block back. I filled in these 2 gaps, and then this little piece here would be the corner. So this is a regular end of the spawner thing here, after all of that work with these signs in the water. I hope those signs in the water don't actually hurt the efficiency of the farm at all. If I was trying to be ultra mega safe, I would just make the entire thing 2 blocks lower, but I'm not sure I have the effort to do that right now. So this, I believe, no matter where you are in the farm, will always, always, always lead you to the part that's just to the left of me. Very nice. Woohoo! That was a long designing process. I don't do all that much water planning in Minecraft. Never really have. So, I guess it's a good time to get that redstone in. I need tripwires. I can see that there's enough space for this one to get the tripwires in and the other one, so that shouldn't be too hard. I'll just place in the tripwires right now so you guys know approximately where to put them. Actually, this one's going to be a little bit tough because I can't put a tripwire here, so I'm going to have to put a tripwire on, like, a wall here and just have, like, a solid wall here. Well, I suppose the waiting room is going to be over on that side, so the tinted glass is going to be here, so the rest of this can look as messy as I want it to. But I'll probably have a service room back here in order to make sure that I can actually get into the farms just in case. So I'll start working on that. Cobblestone. Tripwire hook. So basically you need the tripwire hooks going straight across the top of the spawner. And typically you want it perpendicular to where the mobs are going. I mean parallel to where the mobs are going, but in this case I can't do that since there's no good wall over here. Alright, so there's the tripwire hooks in. I'll quickly get the string in. You just place the string across. You want to make sure that the string is going to be triggered whenever something spawns on top of the spawners, and that is, by the way, the purpose of the string and the tripwires. We're going to make a setup here so that if anything spawns on top, oh wow, apparently Vicky trapped his house. But if it is possible for a mob to spawn on top of the spawner itself and not get affected by the farm. And eventually another mob will spawn and push it off, but that's enough of a delay that the spawner won't be spawning for a little while, or it'll get closer to its cap sooner. So it's a considerable benefit to actually make it so that the mobs get pushed off. But in order to make them pushed off, you need some sort of protector here, and that's what the tripwire is for. So, probably a good time to start getting in the dispenser and the observers. Probably fill up my buckets too, because these dispensers are going to need water buckets. I'll just take the easy jump this time. So once you have your hooks and... Jeez, I cannot parkour anymore. I swear I was doing this just fine yesterday and earlier today. Jeez. Bleh. 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 Okay, now I'm here. Once you're on the spawner, you want to find somewhere that is perpendicular to the hooks, or more easily said, just go somewhere where the hooks are not. So I'll go over to this side, and then you're going to dig 3 blocks across the ceiling. So the spawner is here, so I'll dig 1 above the spawner, and then 1 to either side. So, I cannot hit any jumps today. Anymore, I mean. It looks like I'm... Jeez! What is everything ice physics suddenly? I just cannot land a jump. So, once this is all set up, did I accidentally break the string? I did not. Okay, so, you actually really only need 1 block, but I decided to dig out 3 just to make it more apparent how this is going to work. You want I believe you want the dispenser one block into the ceiling, put it in a water bucket, and then we're going to have to hook up this tripwire up to this dispenser here. So I'm going to head over to this wall, because this wall seems like it'd be better for a maintenance area. So yeah, I'll see you guys over in the wall. Oh, that could be a problem, actually. I just realized. Oh, never mind, never mind, never mind. So, usually what I like to do is have the redstone dust straight behind the tripwire, because the tripwire powers this block, and then you need the dust over here. But, oh, that's pretty cool. My channel's more popular enough that people can literally just search Hippocrates and it comes up. That's actually pretty impressive. I'm proud of that. But, so usually I have the dust straight behind this and then go up, but since this block is powered, dust will actually get powered if I just put it straight on top of this block. So I can have the dust completely isolated from the farm here and not make any mess with the lighting and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll quickly jump over here and get to wiring. It's really like as easy as wiring gets, so I'll show you guys once it's done. I just said that, it's as easy as wiring can possibly, it's as easy as wiring gets, blah. So I need one. Actually, I'm gonna leave this open so I can see. Ah, I'm guessing Raheem tried to get in Vicky's house and got impaled by Vicky's death trap there. I'm gonna put some torches in here. Eventually, I'm not gonna need torches because this entire area will be blocked off. But for now, I'm gonna want some torches. I actually forgot where I put that dispenser. Where am I? So, oh, the thing is over here. So the dispenser should be, oh, here it is. So this is a dispenser, and then what we're going to want to do is, oh, I can just quickly block this off. Dust, well, actually you don't even really need the dust, you just need an observer. You want the face part of the observer facing away from the dispenser, and then you can just have a straight line of dust leading from here up to the observer. So well, it just quickly dispensed and undispensed. But I want like this, and then I can dig the dust over, and that should be the entire setup done. So this is literally the extent of the redstone that you need. You need straight from the hook, straight from the hook, in front of a dispenser, straight to an observer, observer to dispenser. So now I believe that, well, I'll quickly grab this cobblestone before I show you, but I believe that if anything stands on that tripwire hook, there should be water coming out of that top bit. And then we're going to put in some fence gates in order to make sure that everything works out nicely. I mean, you can do signs instead, but I think fence gates look better for this specific application. Well, actually, you can see that right there. But so as long as something is standing here, the water will pour out. Once you stop standing here, it stops pouring. So the way that works is that the dispenser the observer sees that the redstone dust turns on, and the dispenser sends a tick into the observer, and the observer puts out the water. And then once you leave the tripwire hook, the dust turns off. And the dust turning off updates the observer, and that sends a second pulse into the dispenser to turn off the water bucket. So, yeah, I was kind of proud of that when I first came up with it. I'm not exactly a redstone engineer by any means, but that's probably the most advanced thing I've ever come up with myself, honestly. So, fence gating time. I wonder what's more expensive, a fence gate or a sign? So, I'm just gonna do fence gate. It's easier, man. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I need 5 fence gates. Each one takes 2 sticks, and then, so I'm gonna need 3 sets of sticks here. Oh, actually, I'm gonna need 5 sets of sticks, because I'm gonna be making 2 sets of these anyway. No, man. Okay. I guess I completely forgot the recipe for fence gates. That's definitely on me there. All right, so I guess fence gates are 4 sticks and 2 planks. Oh, that definitely means that the fence gates are actually cheaper than signs. All right. I definitely should have been using fence gates instead of signs for that part then. Huh. Well. Plus, fence gates can float on their own and don't need support. That's crazy. I definitely should have been using fence gates. I might honestly just completely swap this over to fence gates and just take all my signs back and use them elsewhere. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of sticks here because I know I'm gonna need a lot of them. Because it takes 4 sticks per fence gate. Fence gate. I see that it says fence gate, I click on it. Okay. So yeah, I'm actually gonna replace this quickly with fence gates. I'm gonna need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, there we go, 8. And the nice thing, this is why I say that fence gates are easier to place. It's because you can just put blocks and just put the fence gates around the blocks like this. Instead of having to do the signs on something, you can just do this, and then after the blocks are broken, the fence gates will stay up, since the fence gates can float, unlike signs. All right, now, for the last time, hopefully, I can put in this water and be done with this area. So, the water is all in now, and then, how many fence gates did I need again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 7 fence gates per thing there. I need 14 of them in all. Wait, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, exactly 7 fence gates per 14 fence gates in all. 14 fence gates, each one is 4 sticks. Well, really, I can just do this. If I know that I need 14 fence gates, then I need 14 sets of sticks, and each one of these crafts does enough sticks for 1 set, so I can just put 14 in here, and that should be enough. Yep. And bop. Okay then. So I'll get all these fence gates in. I'll probably do the first one on camera so you guys can see it, and then the next one I can do off camera. So you do have to break the torch that's on top of this for a moment, but there should be, assuming you're following directions, there should be enough torches elsewhere in the farm to make sure that you don't have to worry about any mobs spawning when you break the torch on top of the spawner. Try to break the torch with your bare hand instead of a pickaxe, just to make absolutely 100,000 billion% certain that you're not going to accidentally break the farm. Oh, wait, actually, you typically don't want to be on the spawner itself, you want to be next to the spawner. So you're going to put a block here, and a block underneath where the dispenser is, and then you can put the fence gates around that. And then the last fence gate goes underneath. Wait, did I make too many? Oh, I didn't make too many. Okay, yeah, so 7 it is. And then you break the 2 cobble blocks, except I fell down. So I'll see you guys once that's done. And cobble broken. So now that the water will get directed when you're standing on top of the spawner, if I stand on top of the spawner, I should see myself getting pushed down. So I stand up here, and the water pushes me off, and then I fall into this whole mess of bucket stuff. Wait, what? Why is this different? Why are you different than you were last time? I guess I'll put an extra bucket in here. But, yeah. I guess we're almost done. I'll see you guys after I've got that bucket in and the fence gates down on the other side. That bucket I put in didn't mess with the water flow at all. It still all leads to that one corner area. Oh wait, it doesn't all lead to that one corner area. It's like asymmetrical now. Gross. Why is the water different? Why did you have to change? Why can't you just be the same all of the time? Okay, I'm gonna try doing the same process I did last time where I put in the water block on top of this cobble and then I put in the cobble afterwards and see if that makes it better. Yeah, okay, that's better. So if you put the water block in and then the cobble after, I mean, not that you're following this is an exact. Wait, what? Why are you different again? You were good just a moment ago. Why are you different again? All right, I'm gonna try putting in an extra piece right here and see if that helps. Yeah, that does help. Okay. I guess I have no idea how water physics work in Minecraft. Yeah. I feel like a programmer where I'm kind of just putting nonsense together until it works. All right, I'll see you guys once the other side is done. I'll do the same exact redstone as last time. The tripwire is on the other side of this block, so I can just place this right here, and then this will lead over to the... I need to build this one block out. So the dispenser is going to go facing down on this block, and then the observer will be here, facing this way. So the red part of the dispenser, the red part of the observer means where it's going to put its redstone output, and then the face is what looks. So it's looking at the redstone, it'll put the redstone output into the dispenser, which is about to go here. And then, right, I actually forgot. So the reason why earlier I said we don't need any torches is because the entire redstone build for this is exclusively 1 block tall. So after you've done putting in the redstone, you can just completely close this off, and then that's entirely, well, remember not to put a block on this part where the redstone goes up because it'll actually cut off the redstone, but mobs can't spawn on redstone dust anyways. So that part is nice and cleared up, but as soon as I get this dispenser in, hopefully everything should be done. I mean, and by everything done, I mean everything except for the final kill chamber, which is arguably the most important part. Oops. So I actually completely forgot about that. If you're standing on the tripwire hook while you place it in the water, it won't work. You have to be not on the tripwire hook in order to make that happen. Because the way you place the water is at its default state when you're not on the tripwire hook. So you need it to be in the bucket when you're not on the tripwire hook, and it in its like not default state when you're on the tripwire hook. So right now it only turns off when I'm on the tripwire hook instead of on when I'm on the tripwire hook. So I'm gonna have to quickly grab the bucket and take out this water. And then now that I'm not on the tripwire hook, I can put this in. And now when I'm standing on that, it should put the water. I'll see you guys in a sec. All right, that was a real ordeal, but now finally, when I'm standing on this thing, I get pushed off. Both of these are working. The water is all normal. This is all set up with all of these fancy fence gate designs and all of this nonsense with the water over here. There are no water dead spots where you can get stuck forever. So this should be completely and entirely done as far as the spawn chambers are concerned. So I'm guessing that, well, I don't really need any redstone access. What's this? Oh, that must be where I put in the redstone from earlier. I'll quickly, if I'm crouched here, it won't push me off, so I can do that, and then I'll head over to that side so I can block off the redstone over there. But I'm stubborn and I'm going to get the parkour right. Alright, so this area can all get blocked off. Since this is, once again, this is all 1 block high redstone, I can just completely cover this all up and it'll all be fine. Yeah, this can get covered up, this can all get covered up. This can all get covered up, nothing can spawn in any of these areas. Don't even really need a maintenance shaft over on this side since everything here is 1 block. I kind of blocked myself in here. Once again, make sure not to put a block on this, because if you cut off this corner here, then the redstone can't go across. Like if I place this, you can see it stops going up. You need to make sure that this is open, and that should be all good. By the way, this is not actually my design. Like, this is a design that I actually learned on YouTube, copying, I think, Ilmango? I'll put a link to his video in the comments. It's not like I'm stealing any traffic away from his video by making this, but it's probably good faith to just put the link there. Though, of course, I had to make quite a number of changes to this part in order to make it work with 2 spawners, but that's the redstone design, right? So, yeah. I guess I'll see you guys in a sec once I'm ready to build the next part. Alright, so, this entire back area, I believe, I can finally... That's the music still loud. I wish the new music wasn't so variable in its volume. I noticed that sometimes I have to turn it down for the recording to sound right, and sometimes I have to turn it up for the recording to sound right. But, irrespective, finally, this entire kill chamber is done. Once I get rid of these torches, mobs will be spawning, and they'll all get successfully pushed to the edge. And that should be all good. I blocked off this back area. There won't be any need for maintenance shafts on the redstone, just possible maintenance on the kill chamber, which is going to be over here. But since that'll be right next to the the actual kill chamber, I probably will only need just the 1 maintenance shaft and really close to everything else. So I'll probably head back and dump out all this cobble in my inventory and see you guys in a sec. I should probably make like a realistic way to get out of here as well, since there's no good way right now. Aw, man, I just perfectly budgeted my inventory space, so I had exactly enough inventory space to take everything home with me. But it looks like, oh wait, no, I can, and the bundle is full, so I had oh wait, never mind. Dang it! Alright, so 1, 2, 3. I don't want to leave these 3 items behind. I've kind of committed to making sure that everything is perfect, but there's literally just isn't a way for me to get more inventory space out of this. Okay, I guess I just had to let these despawn. I mean, it's not like it's really all that matter. It doesn't really matter all that much since it's literally just andesite. Probably use fence gates to make this elevator doorway with, and I can do the fence gates after I've cleared out my mega stuck inventory. So yeah, I'll see you guys back at base. Whew, that was quite a trip. I'm probably gonna make a nice little pathway. I think that I see a little gap here, like right past this. I can make a little pathway that leads along here and down to the spawner so that it's more apparent that there is a spawner through here. I can attach it to the pathway through here. Maybe I'll make a little signboard for people to follow as well. Oh, I just realized I totally could have, wait, no, I totally couldn't have. So, if you look at my bundle here, you can see that there's 15 granite, right? And I have 13 steak in my inventory. It was 14 a minute ago. But if I put the, hello, how are you here? Well, if I put the 14 steak in my bundle and kept the 15 granite out, that would have saved me one item in my bundle, and I could have put one of the andesite in there. And perhaps I could have like done that by taking out slightly larger stacks and putting away slightly smaller stacks until I had enough space in the bundle to put away the andesite. Oh geez, my rocks chest is absolutely full to the brim. I'm gonna keep the kelp on me because I have to make one more water elevator. I'll grab myself an extra stack of logs just in case, make sure that I'm no chance that I'm going to accidentally run out of logs while I'm down there. I will keep the chests on me. Cow. I'm almost tempted to name that cow. I just keep it here forever, but I don't really have any attachments to cows. I'm gonna have enough pets as it is. I've already got two dogs and a bird, and I'm gonna have a cat someday in Minecraft. No more redstone required for this build. What did I need? Hoppers. How many? I'll make two. Alright, the water elevator is done. I've made this nice and nice looking. I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world since it's using fence gates instead of signs, but it's still pretty decent. This is remember that magma's down, soul sand is up. Just try not to get burnt. So yeah, I'll get to work on making this a little bit nicer of a room, and then I'll see you guys once I'm ready to make the actual kill chamber. I generally like making these rooms like as an entrance to the spawner very nice looking, and I'll just have like a bunch of black tinted glass. Well, not black tinted glass specifically, but just generally tinted glass on the edge. Wait, I only got 190 uses of my pickaxe left. I'm probably going to have to use an iron pick to finish this off. That's a little unfortunate, but it's probably not the end of the world. I'm going to try and actually dig out, like, so the kill chamber is going to be here and end up a little bit through this wall, and I'll have like a little viewing area through here. So I'll make this like, what, 5 blocks long? I think that's a reasonable amount. My new pickaxe is actually less durability than my old pickaxe now, so I guess I'll switch back. That's crazy. What did I need? So I'm going to put tinted glass along these two walls. And then the kill chamber is going to be along this line. So I guess I'll just start digging this out right now. Eventually you're going to break these 5 blocks to make it so that the water can flow through here, but for now you don't actually have to. So you're going to want to build out like a little shape here with the 3 in the middle and the 2 on either side. This should be blocked off theoretically. It's just that there's a little cave over here making it a little bit hard to see what I mean specifically. I'll just actually fully block this off so it becomes more obvious how to build this farm. So this is what it should look like, where you have 3 blocks in the middle, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, and then 2 blocks in the middle. So once you have this part set up, then you're going to want to go there's gravel here. Too bad I don't have my shovel on me. That's unfortunate. But you want to go 2 blocks in after you're here. So 1, 2, 3. So what's going to happen is the water will flow through here, and then 1 block flowing in here, signs here, water elevator here. And then you're going to, if you have ice, good time to have ice on these 2 blocks, but I do not have ice, so I can't really do that. But this will be where the water elevator goes. So I'll quickly dig this up and up to the viewing chamber level. And then I guess what I'll do is I'll have the mobs move forward here so that this block will be where the mobs fall and land on. Honestly, I'm going to head back up to the, actually I have iron on me. I can make myself an iron pickaxe, right? No, this is copper iron. Yeah, I'm going to head back to the surface and grab myself another pickaxe. I don't want to accidentally let my diamond pickaxes break here. Oh, I got a mostly full iron pickaxe here. That'll probably be enough for me to finish off this XP grinder with. Alright, and we're finally back. Iron pickaxe in hand and ready to get back to work. So this cobble outline, I remember, was going to be the place where the mobs drop, so I'll dig around that real quick, and I'll see you guys once this waiting room is fully dug out. This is a pretty decently sized waiting room. I'm probably going to carve this out to be even larger eventually because it's going to feel a lot more cramped once I get that glass in along these 2 walls. But for now, this should probably be enough. I'll put a little marker here as this being the part where the mobs will actually drop. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we can have little like viewing areas over here where you can see all the mobs spawning and going around and stuff. Oh, there's a torch down there. Mine. So, what I have to do now is I've got to figure out exactly how many blocks the mobs will need to fall from. I believe it's 21, 22 blocks, I can't remember. I'm going to measure from here and just dig up until I fall to half heart and test it using myself. So, odds are, wait, how many, can I use slash deaths? Is that a thing? No. I'm going to check Outer Nose, see if I've died so far. If I haven't died so far, I'm probably going to ask somebody else to test the drop shoot for me. Yeah. Apparently, I'm actually still on 0 deaths, so I'm really not hugely into the whole going down to a half heart repeatedly thing to test this drop shoot. So I think that I'll dig it. I'll Google. I'll use Google. I'll use Google to see exactly how many blocks I have to make it. Okay, so Google says 22 blocks, so I'm gonna do that. What I'll do is I'll put some water at the bottom of this chute so that I can get down from the 22 blocks without having to do that whole dying thing. Why is there more water down here? I guess that must be the other side of the water cave that I blocked off. Alright, I completely forgot. I also need more iron for buckets. I'll go back to the surface and grab myself 2 extra buckets for a water source. So 22 blocks up from this point. This is Y25, so I'm going to be 6, 25 plus 22, 47. So I'm going to go up to Y47 right about now. And then I'm going to dig 3 blocks over in the negative X. Okay, yeah, that should work. Maybe what I'll do is I'll dig up the tunnel by going in the middle of these two, so I'll know to just turn around in order to go back down. I think that would be the safest way of going about it. All right, I'm now at Y47, so that should be enough to make anybody half a heart, assuming they have no armor on. And now I'll dig down on this side, because this should be the side where the mobs are on, or at least are going to be heading up. While I'm up here, maybe I'll actually put in the signs and the water, so I don't have to come back up here again. So yeah, I'll quickly do that. Table. Then, how many? I need 1, 2. Just two fence gates. Okay. Up, up. Fence gates. I totally botched that crafting. So one fence gate will go here, the other fence gate will go here, and then I'll have a water source leading across here. Yeah, and then that should drop the mobs straight down into the below. Wait, actually I don't need this one, right? Because the water will just go straight across. I believe that this one will help a little bit, and I'll have another one on the side here. So no, I want that 1 block further across, like here. So when the water is all the way up to this point, it will flow all the way across and then down. How am I gonna get back up here? Because I'm gonna need water up here. Well, I don't have water, so there's no way for me to like fully prepare this and never have to come up again. So I'll just dig my way down right now. I realize I'm leaving a crafting table up here. I'm gonna have to be back, so I can grab that crafting table later. So now we've got a tunnel that leads straight up here and then straight down the other side. This should be half heart, making half heart stuff happen. Maybe I should just test it on the mobs. I'm sure that would be a good way to go about it. So I'll quickly grab myself some water and put in the water right now. It's going to be the same design as the water elevator, actually, where I just put in a water elevator on this part right here. That leads them straight up, and then just a little drop with the water on the other side. But right now, I believe I have to get back to the top. Oh, that could have ended poorly. I jumped up and clicked to place a block, but I hit the trapdoor, and I mean not the fence gate instead, and that stopped me from placing a block. So I'll yoink this crafting table, mine, block, mine, and then I'm going to put a bucket of water here and then fall down this side so that I don't get pushed into the half heart part. I am wearing diamond armor, so odds are it wouldn't even bring me to a half heart, but no chances. Alright, so here I'm going to dig a 1 block thing here just so that the water doesn't flow too far, and then I'm going to put dirt here so I can get the kelp in. So you can see here that it would drop me straight off. I'm gonna, oh, actually. Wait, fall damage is irrespective of armor. That's very fun. I love that. I love, going to half heart in a world I've never died on before. That's so fun and not stressful. Yippee! Alright, so, I can break this dirt. The dirt, all the water will actually go up and flow down onto the kill chamber, so I don't even really have to go up there to grab it. So I can just put in the soul sand and this part will be done. I need, 2 more fence gates, so I'll quickly craft those. Fence gates in. Fence gates in. I keep hitting escape after making a fence gate so that I, like, stop typing on a sign, but I keep forgetting that actually sign stuff. So, this part is actually done now, so I believe that if I just dig out these little bits of stone, then the water will be fully ready. I really got to be careful not to go up there again. But you can see here that the mobs can get a little bit stuck, But after they do go through here, it'll take 2 skellies to push through. If you have ice, and they just slide on by. But after they head up to the top there, they'll get pushed across to the side and then down onto the killing chamber floor. So actually, that we're pretty close to done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the kill chamber area, and then after that, then it will just be a matter of taking out these torches. All right, and also putting in all of the tinted glass. I do have an abundance of amethyst shards, so it shouldn't be too hard to make the tinted glass. I don't think I said it right when I was talking about earlier about these fence gates and all the struggles that I had with getting the water to go in the right direction. What I meant to say is part of making a good design is making a bad design. So I made my bad design, I went back and I fixed it. I want 2 double chests and 2 hoppers here, so I'm going to make 2 more chests so that these 2 chests can be the hopper chests, and then the 4 chests that are already in my inventory can be the double chests themselves. I will replace these blocks with tinted glass in a sec, so this entire column and these couple blocks will be tinted glass so that there will be, you'll be able to see all the mobs going through the whole areas. Let me quickly count how many tinted glass I'm going to need. Honestly, I made a pretty cool looking villager breeder over here. I'll actually quickly show you guys. So he got, so there's underground villager breeder. He's making a whole villager trading hall off on this side. And then you got a place to get the villagers out using a minecart over here. And then the way that this works is, if you head all the way over to the other side, the way that this works is that you've got villagers that are like bunched into a corner here. Since they're right against the corner, the minecart can actually, when it's going through this corner here, it'll actually pick one up through the wall and then head over to the minecart rail where he puts them in. Alright, tinted glass. Should probably get the torches in on the lobby side in order to make sure that this stays nice and bright. I'll leave the staircase part open for now because I'm going to have to get down here to get the torches out before I put in the rest of the tinted glass. I doubt that this part even really needs to be tinted glass, but I'm going to put tinted glass on it anyway, just in case, because I want to make sure that none of the light from here heads down and through this chute and lights up the bottom of the tunnel. Though I'm sure it's more than far enough away for it to not actually affect anything. And then for the other side, I'll just keep making it tinted glass so it looks coherent. Like, I could use regular glass here, but it'd look kind of funny next to all the tinted glass. So, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So only 12 of the 16 glasses that's remaining is going to be used. Wait, really? 12 of the 16? Apparently I needed 59, not 57 pieces of tinted glass. I don't know where the extra bit of usage came from, but I'm glad I have the extra. Alright, so, yeah, I think I'm just going to take out all these torches right about now. I'll start with the ones in the back first so I can kind of, like, escape as I take these out. I'll get my shield, too. Get some blocks prepared so I can block off this area. And yeah, head on over to this back corner here. I only got 2 uses left on my iron pickaxe, but it's not really one that I strictly need to keep. Actually, this might be my first iron pickaxe. If it's my first iron pickaxe, I'll just keep it then. So yeah, I'll start working with the diamond one again. Okay, there's another one down. Another one down, another one down, another one bites dust. Anyway, torch is gone, and that's the last torch gone, so immediately the zombies are after me, and I'll quickly block this off so I can get out safely. And that should be everything now. I'll just get in this last bit of tinted glass, and the farm should be done. Yeah, there's already zombies coming. So there we go. I must have done the height wrong. It takes 3 punches to kill them. Maybe it's because of that extra half slab? I should try making the height 1 block taller. Now, considering how long it's been on this episode, I'm thinking that I'm going to call it there. Well, actually, most of this is going to be cut around. Actually, I was sitting here and I realized that I'm not getting very many zombies, but I hear a lot of zombies, so something's happening with this stuck part of the chute. So I think that I'm going to try and fix this before I call it for the episode. I know I did like the whole outro thing and everything, but I want to make sure that the farm is actually working before I call it for the day. If this is just going to be the farm episode, it better be working farm by the end of the episode. Where's the... Oh boy, so here we are. Maybe it's just clogged? There seems to be an overabundance of zombies here. Let me kind head a couple blocks over. Where is it? Off. Okay, that's probably a lot nicer on your ears. So, yeah, oh, that was a terrible decision. I'm gonna quickly block this off before, block it off. Alright, that was a horrible decision by me. I guess I will deal with the consequences of that in a moment. But first, how am I gonna fix this? What is wrong with it? Is it just way too many zombies? It would be reasonable if the thing that was causing this is just an absurd number of zombies. I mean, I literally just got an entire level up from 40 there. So, it seems reasonable that it would be caused by sheer abundance of zombies. I'm going to try and do some combat on my way down here in order to make sure that this actually stays closed. Because I got to close this back off. Whoa, that's a lot of zombies. This looks like more zombies I would normally see than I would normally see out of two spawners. This is an absurd number of zombies here. I wonder what's up with the water elevator. Why are there so many through here and not through the water elevator? Well, I mean, they're probably just following me, right? But, I guess I'll see you guys once I figured out what's wrong with this. Jeez. Alright, you can see I got 2 whole levels over 40 from working with all of this zombie stuff. Look, they're refusing to go into the water for some reason. What is that? So they are going in, they're just having a hard time shuffling on through. I don't know what that is caused by. Maybe it's something about the fence gates? Usually I do use signs for this portion, but I doubt that zombies would, like, try to be opposed to going through fence gates, right? Let me Google if zombies can go through fence gates. Okay, I get it. Apparently, fence gates don't count as valid pathing blocks, which means that if I have fence gates in the way of that part of the farm, the zombies will actually kind of try not to swim there. So even though it is a valid place for them to swim, they're kind of going to try and avoid it. The fence gates in there don't actually matter all that much because the water just brings them straight through it anyway. Look at all that XP. But I'm gonna turn on hitboxes right now. So the fence gate down here, the water doesn't bring them straight through the fence gate because there has to be a full water seal on that side. So I'm probably gonna have to do a little mission right about now in order to replace those 2 fence gates with 2 signs, which is gonna be a real ordeal given that baby zombies are spawning down there. So yeah, I'll see you guys once these signs are crafted and I'm back down. Okay, I can see them. So I'll quickly chop out these 2. And you can see that the water is starting to flow through since there isn't fence gates anymore. Can I click the block behind you? There we go. There's one. And there's the other. So that should hopefully speed up the farm quite a bit. So there's a baby zombie in here. I'm actually going to quickly block this off first before I kill this baby zombie. What is it doing? Okay. Well, now that the fence gates have been replaced with signs, that should... Wait, what happened? Oh, I guess that was entity cramming or something? I don't know what happened there. But now the farm should be going considerably better. I'm going to turn on the zombie noises again, and then when I killed this entire chamber here, I should stop hearing them. So, all dead. How many do I hear? I still hear a lot. Why do I still hear a lot? They're still just getting stuck in the funnel. Maybe I should make a double wide funnel. That, I think, is going to be something for another time. I don't think I have enough time today to actually make a double wide funnel. Or if I do, I'd have to do it later, like 3 hours later. So I'll see you guys later. This might not be the end of the episode, but it will be the end of my playing Minecraft for this moment.